Hard work, no matter the outcome, is success. Anything in life you do will be success or a positive outcome if you simply give it your all. I am not one for the second place medals or the participation trophies that's been very popular recently in sports, but that's not the point of this video. Rock Lee will show you the point I'm trying to make perfectly. Rock Lee was a shinobi from the show Naruto. This is pretty much a ninja that defends their village. He was the lowest ranked as a child. He was unable to perform genjutsu or ninjutsu, which was a vital aspect that all shinobi must be able to do to continue forward the ranks so they can be strong shinobi. He was born with absolutely no talent. He then met his mentor who grew up very similar to him, talentless and useless to a lot of people, but then grew up to be powerful and widely respected. This man was my guy. He completely influenced Rock Lee's work ethic and overall life philosophy. Okay, stop. This is the first part I want to emphasize, that Rock Lee developed a work ethic from a young age, not from aspiring to be like someone else who was great, but by being guided. Too many people right now have no guidance and need to develop a hard work ethic purely through guiding themselves and finding what they want to be in life and make a clear image of that destination you want to reach. But not accepting that and trying to ignore it will keep you in a cycle of no real improvement. That was the first main point. Now let's get back to the story. Rock Lee, he developed the belief that giving up on your dream is worse than death. So no matter what he went through, he could never not give 100%. Rock Lee, through his young age, trained so hard to be good at the only thing he could succeed on, which was taijutsu. Taijutsu was Naruto's main source of hand-to-hand combat that required no ninjutsu or genjutsu to perform. It was pretty much for people who cannot do ninjutsu, who pretty much don't have like that magic wand spell, if you don't know what Naruto is. He was then able to take on a strong, very talented Genin in the tuning exams head-to-head. This first one was Sasuke. Sasuke was a part of a talented family called the Uchiha. Sasuke did grow up with no guidance, but was also one of the strongest in the class since a child. Second was Gaara, a powerful shinobi from the Sand Village who had powers that nobody had ever seen before. But due to Rock Lee's work ethic, he won through speed and creativity and not talent-rooted power that they got from birth. This is my second main point. When you work so hard that you don't even care if you die because your passion is so strong, that's the only care in the world to you. Then you will see a great deal of progress. People may call this obsession or crazy, but I would like you to tell them this. Obsessive is the word the lazy use to describe the dedicated. My point is, you need to be obsessive over progress. You went from a useless child to being able to take on shinobi on a high caliber at their age range. But keep watching to make sure you understand the most important parts that are coming, and hit the sub button if you enjoy so far. Rock Lee showed his abilities to become a good ninja through no ninjutsu and genjutsu that his peers had. If you never watched Naruto, you think of ninjutsu pretty much as a strong magical spell. It's really not even close to that at all, but if you never watched Naruto, you probably will get what I mean. He can't do that at all. He has to rely on hand-to-hand combat, which is severely weaker in some aspects. You probably have been the underdog at one point, talentless and embarrassed by your peers before. That's why Rock Lee versus Gaara was the most relatable and showed everyone a very important point. Gaara was always showed to be a prodigy, someone who was talented from a child and never lost a fight his entire life. Nobody knows if he had to work hard or do anything for his powers because he's always had them since he was born. Rock Lee was the pure opposite. Every hit he strikes into Gaara showed the qualities that he had to gain from purely outworking him from the past. He was so determined to win that fight that he entered the 5th gate and was willing to die for the win. For people who don't know what the 5th gate is pretty much there's 8 gates. If you hit 8th gate, you're dead. If you hit 7th, you're pretty much going to be injured for a very long time. And 5th gate was very high up there, and he was down bad for a while. This is the third point that I want you to realize. Rock Lee was embarrassed and dealt with pain as a child. Pain is what made him strive for a better outcome. Pain is what you need to become better. Some people don't need pain or a strong reason or why, some people like to call it. They just want to be the best just because they want to, and that's okay. But if you have been the underdog, a laughingstock, and a complete failure in other people's lives at one point, use that. Use that pain and sorrow you went through to develop a monster within yourself. So many people stop working hard because they have no purpose or pain to keep them going. What happens if you don't make it and your mom's relying on you? What happens if you don't make it and you fail someone who was counting on you? The answer is probably nothing, but it would haunt you forever if you didn't give it 100%. Let the pain drive you. let's cover in the next point, and hit the like button if you like so far. Comment your pain point that will strive you to make you better if you made this far. Pause the video if you need to think about it, but think about something that really drives you, gives you pain that can help you become successful, because you'll let it motivate you. Rock Lee wanted to prove himself against Gara. Gara was a monster, not a human. People didn't want anything to do with this monster. But Rock Lee didn't fall under the common trap society has, which is fear. He went after Gara with his life on the line. Most people will let fear and self-doubt stop them, even the talented individuals. But when you have crazy work ethic and a philosophy of putting your life on the line for your passion, suddenly fear isn't real anymore. You only become scared when you didn't prepare 100% beforehand, are not thinking in the present, and when you don't have a reason for what you're doing. This drives me to one of my biggest points. Fear is the enemy you need to fight if you want to be successful. There are people who are not that talented in life, but they have the dog in them to get the job done and look at every obstacle as a learning piece to their story. This is what you need to have the ability to tackle anything head first and slowly get rid of fear when it comes to your success. If that is a blocking point, you simply will not have a chance to progress or hit any of your goals. On to my final point, but before we get into that, please hit the like button and sub. Let's go. If you truly watch this whole video, you should feel pretty motivated. I want you to leave today also realizing that you're human. Rock Lee is also fighting a losing battle and is strong enough to say he isn't good enough, strong enough to cry and voice his feelings during hardships. This is what a lot of people are missing. They're untalented and bad at a lot of things they do, but they try to bottle in instead of accepting the fact that they're not good enough. They just try to be loud and show off fake confidence. They end up talking the most shit, being the most arrogant and cocky when they have nothing to show for it. Maybe the right word is they aren't humble. I think that this is the most important part about Rock Lee that nobody realizes. He is at a disadvantage in life and grinds super hard, but instead of trying to voice how great he is at all things, he clearly isn't. He's humble and shows that he is human by crying out the hard times, being truthful and saying that he's not good enough, accepting the fact that he's still behind after the countless losses he took and after the countless hours he put in to try to become better. This is success, not crying and moping all day, but accepting your losses and then analyzing what you got to do to get to the next goal. It's not about the end goal, it's about the journey. Success is hard work, but hard work is the journey. You can be like Rock Lee one day, go against some of the most talented people in the world, give it your 100% and still lose. If you prepared with hard work, put your life on the line, and came in with no fear, then you will be respected by many. Like I said, hard work doesn't always pay off, but success is the process, not the end goal. It's my first time ever touching this type of topic on my YouTube. I just want to say I'm not the most perfect human who wakes up at 6 a.m. and grinds my ass off every day like Rock Lee does, but I came from nothing and was able to start growing a decent fitness business through Instagram in the past 2 years. Felt useless and a failure to everyone I came around in my entire life, especially in sports. I always came up short in every sport, every test, every friendship, just anything you could think of. I always failed. I became obsessed with finding out how to improve, and right now I'm still trying to figure out how to reach the goal of real success. If you want to take that journey with me, hit the subscribe button. I really don't care about the sub count. I just want to reach as many people as possible and get a chance to broaden my topics so I can help more individuals and try out more videos like this. Lastly, if you enjoyed, leave a like and have a blessed day.